And now, the general weather around Alaska.
First up, hazardous weather graphic here showing red shaded area here for the eastern Beaufort Sea coastline, and that's a blizzard warning that's out until midnight tonight from about Ugnukaparik Airport eastward, winds gusting 40 to 50 miles an hour, and the peak wind gusts current at Kaktovik, or actually Barter Island Airport, of 56 miles per hour, and that creating whiteout conditions all through this area. And the other area here, St. Lawrence Island, winter storm warning out or blizzard warning out there. That kicks into effect tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m. until, let's see, or actually 3 p.m. or 3 a.m. tonight until 3 p.m. Friday afternoon for heavy snow and winds. Looking for 3 to 5 inches of snow there with winds gusting to 55 miles per hour. Moving to satellite imagery. A lot of moisture out here over the Bering Sea on down into the Aleutians, kind of lifting northward here, and that's starting to build over the northern Bering Sea, and that's going to produce a pretty good area of snow here from the southwest interior that'll move across St. Lawrence Island later tonight and through tomorrow. Up here to the north, colder air is pulled into the western Arctic coast, central coast as well, western north slope on down to the north side of the Seward Peninsula. Temperatures back below zero there. Moisture with areas of light snow here over the central and eastern interior areas, mostly just mid and high level clouds down through this area. And otherwise, other than a few whiffs of cirrus coming across southern Alaska, especially back down toward Kamishak Bay, pretty sunny in areas. Some low clouds and fog around Cook Inlet today, as there has been. Otherwise, not bad conditions, light winds all through this area. And for the chart today, starting in the southeast coast, not much change there. Winds not too bad, mostly clear skies there, some variable clouds, and dry south and east of the Alaska Range. This week trough up here bringing some areas of light snow to the interior, and then the snow and blowing snow today with whiteout conditions for the eastern Beaufort Sea coast. You can see back to the west, much better conditions there, starting on the central coast all the way down in that colder air that's come in with this high center into those areas. Mixed precipitation occurring. Marshall carried rain this afternoon, and others had mixed precipitation, some snow, some mixed rain and snow. This trough here, that area of cloudiness lifting northward and moisture enhancing here, as we'll see tonight. That lifts right up, so snow and blowing snow kicks into St. Lawrence Island here with some snow actually into the Yukon Delta, lower Yukon River Valley areas. So looking at some light snow showers and flurries up here over the central interior on up to the extreme eastern Arctic coast, but conditions again after midnight especially really improving there as that high pressure area in the colder air slides eastward. Mostly clear, light winds. Southern Alaska, especially east and south of the Alaska Range, including the Copper River Basin here, and pretty good conditions. Bristol Bay as well as the Alaska Peninsula and the southeast Bering Sea here. Next front bringing gale force winds and quite an area of rain from the western eastern Aleutians there all the way out to Shumianatu with some gale force winds in advance of that front. Stays dry here over the southeast coast, although some moisture down to the south there. Probably increase the clouds over the southern southeast coast tomorrow. It looks like hopefully most of the shower activity stays in Dixon Entrance. Mostly clear and continued dry, cool northeast winds, not all that strong. And for the southern Alaska, dry conditions with most of the clearing occurring south and east of the Alaska Range, but Bristol Bay won't be too bad. Mostly sunny day for Kodiak. Still some light snow possibilities here for the mid and upper Tanana Valley, on up toward Eagle, north, actually about Eagle, northward there into Old Crow. Light winds and below zero there for the north slope in the Arctic coast. Snow continuing here for St. Lawrence Island and extending inland, but the worst conditions will be for St. Lawrence Island with much lighter winds here over Norton Sound and the Seward Peninsula. Still some light snow into the lower Yukon River Valley. Gale force winds here ahead of this front spreading into the eastern Aleutians with rain, and it stays wet all the way back to the west. And then for Friday, this front and the pressure field associated with it pushes possible gale force winds into the Alaska Peninsula with rain up to about the Pribilof Islands. Wet conditions all the way back to Adak and Atka, becoming a little more showery back there to the west. Now this moisture pulling westward, so you can see conditions will improve in the afternoon for St. Lawrence Island as it just dries out with a fair amount of clearing coming into the southwest interior. And pretty good day for the Seward Peninsula. Really nice day here for the interior. Along this trough, look for some light snow, cloudier skies there. Some of those clouds slipping on down into the Copper River Basin. But another mostly clear day. Maybe some patchy fog around Cook Inlet, maybe Prince William Sound here for southern areas. Mostly sunny. Kodiak Island once again, even northeast Bristol Bay here. Looking really good for the southeast coast. Those winds becoming quite light there. This moisture is sliding off to the southeast. And moving on to the low temperatures for tonight in the teens and 20s for the Panhandle. About 10 to 15 below in the Copper River Basin. 5 to 15 above South Central Alaska area. Bristol Bay in the teens, as well as the, let me go on this side here, as well as the Kuskokwim Valley there, at least over toward the Alaska Range. Highs tomorrow near 40 for Kodiak, lower 30s Homer, otherwise in the 20s South Central Alaska. 5 to 10 the Copper River Basin, 27 for Valdez. Upper 20s, lower 30s. Bristol Bay for the southeast coast, highs in the 30s. And for the lows, following morning, Friday morning, 10 to 15 below there for the Copper River Basin areas, and single numbers and lower teens here, South Central Alaska, except 20s toward Homer, teens and 20s for the southeast coast, and lower 20s for Bristol Bay, lower to mid 20s there, and 5 to 15 for the Kuskokwim Valley, followed by highs right around 7 there in the Copper River Basin, lower 20s South Central Alaska, upper 30s Kodiak. Upper 20s, 29 to 32 for Bristol Bay, and for the southeast coast, upper 20s in the north, about Juneau on up to Haines and Skagway, mid to upper 30s on down to the south. Up to the north tonight, definitely below zero here, below zero temperature spreading eastward and southward here, all the way into about, let's say, I think that's Galena there, and 3 degrees for Tanana, 7 for Fairbanks, followed by highs tomorrow, staying below zero here from the north side of the Seward Peninsula, eastward for the Brooks Range and the Arctic coast, back into the teens and lower 20s for the Tanana Valley area. And for the lows the following morning, down to below zero now, back into Fairbanks, and anywhere from 25 to 35 below for the remainder of the northern part of the state. Low below zero for St. Lawrence Island, 5 for Nome, but minus 11 there for Shishmaref. And then the highs, below zero, North Slope Arctic coast, as well as Kobuk Valley, actually Selawik Valley, eastward to Fort Yukon. Either side of zero here in the central interior, and then teens to the south, out west, lows tonight in the 30s, and highs tomorrow, 30s to lower 40s in some locations, but staying a little cooler, below freezing for the southwest coast. And for Friday morning, upper 20s here, or 20s for the lows along the coast, otherwise 30s. And then the highs, 30s to lower 40s again, on Alaska up to 43.